Okay, great. Yesterday we finished the campaigns module. Do you have some questions regarding campaigns? Maybe a curiosity, a comment, a question. I'm going to start connecting to the platform because today we're going to start with the process flow for developing chatbots and IVRs. Okay, so we can start. I need to access the ISIC server because I stopped the Nginx yesterday. So I need to log in and I will start the Nginx service to have the website working. You guys are hearing me good? Because I think I have internet issues today. This is going very slow.
I can hear you loud.
Okay, great.
I hear you very well.
So if I see here on the services, SV status, etc services, service, asterisk, I can see here the Nginx down. I stopped it yesterday because I didn't want anyone to log in yesterday. I'm going to start the service once again. SV start and the name of the service. Okay, so let's see. Okay, here you can see the PID of the process, and here you can see the uptime. Okay, let's see if I have it now. Great. Great. So I'm going to look into our instance. And we will start talking about the process flow. So what's the process flow? The process flow is our tool for developing IVRs, ITRs, chatbots, cognitive chatbots, virtual assistants. Basically, it's a workflow designer. Okay. And when we create one of our flows, we can select if the flow is going to be for an ITR, for a call. For a call means that it will be an IVR, right? For a Facebook bot, Instagram bot, for mail, SMS, Twitter, WhatsApp, or web chat. Why is this going to ask me which type of flow I am developing? Because one channel can have one special functionality. Okay, so for example, the easiest way to understand it is, for example, on WhatsApp, I cannot put, for example, buttons on the menus. I can use an HSM that has buttons, but usually all the menus that we are going to develop are like digit one, digit support. Uh, it's common that we will ask the customer to put a number or something by text. Okay. Instead, on the chat, you will see that we can put buttons, for example, for the menus. We can use galleries. We can use a list on the galleries. We have another tools, another features that we can use. Okay, and for example, with call, I have different events like new call, new incoming call, and for example, a call needs to be answered. Okay, and I can hang up a call. So we have different events for each type of flow. Okay, when I create a flow, inConcert will give me the opportunity to clone that bot and maybe work in a different version of that bot, and we can import flow. This is what we usually do because on inConcert we don't have to develop on the production environment. If we want to, we can develop the flows in another environment and then just import that flow to your environment. Okay, so let's start talking about a call, and I'm going to start talking about the structure and what we have available on the process flow. But let me first show you. You have here data sources. What's a data source? I'm going to create here, for example, string connection. Imagine that I want to connect to an SQL or a MS or MySQL. I can here create what we know as a connection string, right? So, for example, if I wanted to connect an SQL server because I don't know, I want to put on a table the log trace of my bot. I want to be able to select from a client's table my the information of my client and stuff like that. So if I here have if I need that, here's where I'm going to create the string connection. Okay, so for example, I have a SQL on this environment. Let's put it here. This is just for an example. Okay, so what's the server? This one, the port 1433. This is the usual port for SQL. Okay, database, for example. Let me see which database I have here. hmm What else? Database connection to. How will he put a user? Let me see. I have here this. I'm going to create a new database. I will call it dev. Okay. Let's put it. Let's put it here. When we create a database, we recommend you to put the database not in the C drive and obviously put recovery model on simple. Okay. I will connect to dev. Okay. Save. Okay. Right now I have a data source that I can use. Okay. These are the classes that I have. For example, this is the class Allegro. If I import this class, I have these attributes and these methods. HTTP, we usually use this method to do calls to web services, we have the class interaction where I can have these attributes and these methods. And we will also have this type of classes. We're going to review how to use it in a bit. So I want to create a new flow, okay? I want to create an IVR example, okay? This is an IVR, okay? And I will select call type. So when I enter my process flow, I see this. I can save, export, config is the name of the flow. Here I have my classes. I can select what to import here. I have my data sources here. If I want to use this data source on this flow, I just need to click it here, print, and close. Okay, close for go back to the process flow screen. Okay, so on the process flow we have states. Okay, a new state is like a union of activities. Okay, and between states I always need to create states, obviously. I have events. So for example, this is where my process starts. And the process flow is that it's very intuitive and it's like drawing, okay? So when I click on a state, I have here a way to connect to other ones. And what is this? An event, okay? Or a transition, okay? So when the process starts, I need to have an event. Okay, for example, when conversation was answered, when the channel or the call ends, new incoming, no event. Okay, so every time a call starts, I will be selecting, for example, new incoming. Here I can have conditions. Maybe I want to go to one specific state if one condition applies. Okay, in this particular arrow that we're always going to draw, every process flow that we're going to make for inbound, it will have a new incoming here, new incoming call, new incoming chat, new incoming WhatsApp, blah 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 blah. Okay, so this is a transition or an event. Okay, if I click on a state, let me go back here. If you click on a state, you can see its properties. You can duplicate or you can delete it. Okay, when I click on a state, I here have my activities. What's an activity? An activity is an action that I will perform on the flow. We have activities for the interaction, we have activities for code, and we have activities for the middleware. For example, middleware, I want to execute an Allegro state. Allegro is another program that we have, another platform. I want to execute NLU API. I want to go and ask Luis that analyze a phrase and give me the intention of that phrase. The same, but with Q&A. Execute help desk API if we want to connect to help desk API, for example. Let's think about a bot that it's for support. Maybe on support we have a menu that's saying Are you reaching us for support with an incident, for license, or for a feature request? Okay. So if, for example, we use help desk on the support team, maybe when we select support, we can immediately create the ticket using this feature. I can consume the help desk API. Obviously, I don't have any help desk configured here. On SQL, I can run a query, just a query. Obviously, here I don't have anything because I haven't put this on. Okay, so if I click here, I now will be able to select this. So if, for example, I do select, this will be performed on the SQL server. Okay. And if I don't use this, I just click it. Okay. These are middleware actions. Okay. Let's go to interaction. These activities can change by the type of the flow. Remember, uh, I clicked on call. Well, that means I can have these activities on call. For example, if I click on chat or WhatsApp, I won't have, for example, start and stop recording, right? Because it doesn't apply to chat or WhatsApp. Or maybe I won't have hold on hold. Okay? So these activities can change by the selected type. Okay? Answer the conversation. Well, this is just for answer the conversation. This only applies on calls. Okay? With a chat, I don't have to answer a chat. I don't have to answer a WhatsApp. This,
Laura, your
yeah.
voice is disconnected. It's from my side or from your side.
I
انتوا
guess it's
سامعينها يا جماعة ولا لأ؟
I guess it's me. Is everyone hearing
I
me
get
bad today?
I hear you well, يا Laura.
Uh, so maybe it's you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but I am sure that I have troubles with my connection today. This only applies for calls, okay? Automatic message. This is for maybe reproducing an automatic message, okay? Close conversation is on call, it will be hanging up the call, right? Contact form, this won't apply to call. Hold, on hold, manage process data. This is very interesting because I can here send the data to Cassandra. Okay, so I want you to think of this. When we have here the reports, these reports are going to our Cassandra. Okay, so if you want to build a report within our platform, put it here. The information that you are storing needs to go to our Cassandra, and then you will go to the report builder that we saw a few days ago, and we can develop there a report, a custom report for exporting it here. Okay, and this will allow us to store the information to Cassandra. Okay, but for example, if you want to store your information on a SQL table, you can do so with this, right? But if you do that, I won't be able, we on inConcert, we are not going to be able to show that report here. Okay, you can show that report maybe on a BI or something else, but you won't be able to put it here because it's not in our Cassandra. Okay, so if you want to add the report to this viewer, you will need to use this. Okay, also you can use both. You can use this and you can use the other one if you want, because you are free to draw whatever you need. Okay, menu. This is a menu. right? I want to activate option 1, option 2, option 3. Okay, we're going to review this later. When I use a menu, I will activate my options and I will configure, for example, the retries, how many seconds I will wait, and the result. Okay, I am reviewing the activities first. We're going to start building an example. Send message. Send message will be something like reproducing an audio. Okay. The difference with send message and wait is, for example, I want my IVR to say something like, please enter your customer ID. Okay. So the difference between send message is this is only the recording and this is the recording and I am waiting for my client to put something. Okay. I'm going to put here the number of retries, the timeout that will give him to put all those digits, the maximum digits, and maybe I can have an end digit. Please type your customer ID followed by the pound key. Okay. Stop recording. I think it's pretty obvious. And here's a big activity that it's transfer. I want to transfer to the contact center. Remember, to the contact center is the agents within my campaign. Okay, we will see the difference with this later. I want to transfer to a specific agent on the current campaign. I want to transfer to another campaign. I want to transfer to another campaign, but for a specific agent. And I want to transfer a number. This is the typical transfer. I don't know, maybe this is an IVR for support, and we always have on the early morning guard, and that person is can be on a cell phone, and I want my IVR to transfer that call to the cell phone if it's on the early morning. Okay, that's for interaction and code. Okay, I can here declare variables. Variables will be used all across my IVR. Okay, I can create expressions, objects, or arrays. Okay, logger. This is a very useful tool because here I will be able to trace my calls. Okay, I will be able to see the trace of a specific call. Where it says here select conversation, like here I will select, for example, I think this brings you the last 10 calls. Okay, so I will be able to select one call and see the trace of the call here. And if I put this, I want to put a debug info warning error, and I will see here that comment. Okay, so this is like a very useful thing to do. Maybe I'm developing something and my IVR is not doing what I want. Maybe I am selecting from my variable to do a specific flow for one value and another one for other value, but I don't see the value of my variable right now. Maybe I can log that value and see why it's doing that. Okay, and we have code block. Well, the code block is what we use to do any type of programming within the bot. For example, uh, I want to create a variable depending on another variable. I want to, for example, take the system date and maybe try to see if I am. Wait a minute, please. Sorry, guys. For example, on the codebook is also where I'm going to consume a web service. A web service is a very common thing on IVRs, on bots. And here I can import my class HTTP and do a call to the web service here. The code that we use here is Lua. Do you know Lua? Or have you heard of Lua? Well, we are going to use Lua
No,
here.
no.
Okay, it's easy. It's easy to learn. It has uh, very similar uh, syntax as .NET, and the only thing that varies from one language to another is the syntax. For example, concat in Lua it's done with dots instead of plus, and yeah, I think, and the variables are uh, set as local, my variable, and stuff. Okay. We will be happy to help you if you have some question how to do maybe something, and don't worry. Okay. We also use codes for maybe uh, setting up a new variable uh, that needs to be declared by another one, or we have to do some conditioning. Okay. Also, for example, we use it for calculating time. For example, imagine that I have a bot, and in one specific hour I need to set up a specific behavior. We can have here like give me the time, and I will try to select I am between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. or uh, to do something special, and if it's in the afternoon do it something else. We can do stuff like that, and this is pretty generic. I can here put whatever I want, and we will see some examples uh, in just a minute. Okay, questions so far to start developing an IVR? Oh, let's see if you have questions when I am doing something. Okay, so for an IVR we need to always have the new incoming. On the first state I will always put answer. Remember, answer is only used um, on calls. Okay, we connect the activities also with transitions. Okay, transitions can be also set by conditions. Okay, right now, for example, here I don't want any condition. You can see here that you have an on the bottom. You have here a way to do the zoom in or zoom out, or you can here try to restore the size that you are having. But also, do you see this on the right? Here, if you want to, for example, I want to see this, you can put this, or I want to move to another part, you can scroll this, okay? Okay, let me save here. The first event on an IVR will be always this. And then we will need to create a new state because I will have a new event, IVR2, IVR2. What will be the event for connecting IVR1 to IVR2? I have the event here answered. Okay, so the interaction came, I answered my interaction, and then I have an event called answer. If I want to save here, it will say must have initial connection because every state needs to have at least one activity. Okay. Okay. Let's try to do an example of a typical IVR. Okay. Well, we have support and sales, right? On our let me put here a variable just to be able to close this. Oh, sorry, I wanted to do it here. Something. I just put this for I be able to save here. I will be saving and I want to close. We have here sales and support. Okay. Okay, great. So I can have right now support is telephony, right? Yes. And sales, we don't have any campaign on sales. Yeah, I'll have chat and email. But I do have on inConcert one. Yes, I have here an account, telephony. Okay, so I have two. Okay, so let's think we have a menu. Okay. Okay. And I have something like thank you for calling inConcert. Please digit 1 for support, or digit 1 for admin and sales, and 2 for support. Okay. So if I wanted to do that, I just need to click on option 1 and option 2. The ID will give me the value of the variable I'm going to configure here as the result. I always use v for variable and maybe the name of what I want. For example, v menu. Okay. Do I want to set up an audio for error? I can do it here. Okay. How many retries? I will set maybe 3. And the timeout will be 6 seconds. This timeout needs to be the correct one for what I need. So for example, if a menu, oh, I will always put like 1 digit. Okay, so maybe 6 seconds, 5 seconds is okay. But if I am asking for a customer ID that has 10 digits, obviously I'm not going to put 5 seconds because that's not very much for putting 10 digits, right? The error message is the message that will play if I, for example, do nothing or click on 6, for example. Okay, you can set up the error message here. Here I will put, for example, inConcert I hear web support. Oops, support. Okay. The include message is to set up the audio. Why it's conditioned? Because sometimes client give us the audios like please dial 1 for admin and sales, and they give us another audio for dial 2 for support, or maybe in one audio they give us the whole menu, right? So in one audio I will be having dial 1 for admin and dial 2 for support, right? So if I have separated, I can put here the option 1 and here the option 2. And if I don't have them separated, I will just click 1 and put the whole audio here, right? Okay, obviously I will be having, you have not associated files, you must associate one. So this is because I am trying to click on a menu or do a menu without having an audio, okay? I think I have some audios here. Wait a minute. And if I don't, I will be setting up new ones, okay? I can prepare our example, okay? So let's put, this is for emptying the field. I want to upload a file, okay? I will be selecting this one that I already have, okay? And later we can change those audios, okay? I'm going to drag this here, okay? I can set up a specific name, I can set up a description, I can specify the language, okay? Okay, confirm. I will
The
not.
audio format should be wave and YOLO, and the bitrate
Yes, yes. This is the format that telephony always uses. That's a good question for. I'm going to put the format here on the chat because this is very important. And we always recommend the clients, if they are going to record the audio, they need to record the audio on that specific format, because if they do it in another format and then we transform that audio to this, the quality goes bad.
Hola, gracias por llamar a One Colombia. En
This
un
is
momento
the
le será
audio.
atendido por uno de nuestros agentes.
It's saying this is myself on an example. Let's have that, and I will be preparing the audios for our IVR. Okay. I have 1, 2. I haven't configured an error message. Great. Okay. I can connect this with this. So I just configure, I will answer the call and then I will go straight to the menu. Okay. Obviously, I always have to set up the options, and I have to have in mind that my client can mess up and not do anything, and I can exit the menu without having my variable with 1 or 2, right? So we always have to have in mind that we can have a, we can expect what to happen, but we also have to program what we do not expect, right? For example, I here expect my client to put 1 or 2, but I also need to program what happens if my client doesn't put anything, right? Or he puts 9 every time, okay? So for example, imagine that I want 1 to go to campaign inConcert and 2 to campaign support. I will do this. I will go and transfer to a different campaign. Or if I have the IVR on one of those campaigns, for example, this needs to change if I put the flow, for example, in sales, and I click on 2, maybe I will configure go to contact center. But if I set this IVR on a different campaign, for example, I will create the campaign IVR, I will do a transfer to the campaign. Understood? This will depend where I'm going to put my IVR. So for example, let me show you. Here I have campaign inConcert and campaign support, okay? So maybe I want to set up my IVR in this campaign, right? I can do so if I want to, right? Here, right? And if I do this, obviously my client needs to dial the phone and I have to set up that dial to this campaign. And if I do that, I will start hearing my IVR. So the difference between transfer to contact center and transfer to campaign, contact center means the agents that I have assigned in the same campaign that I have my IVR. So for example, if inConcert is 1, maybe on the option number 1, I will select destination contact center because I assigned my IVR to inConcert's campaign and I want my agents that are assigned on inConcert to take that call. Understood? And for example, for support, I will select to a different campaign because the agents I want this call to attend this call are in another campaign. Understood? Be very careful. Be very careful. If I do this and I do this, I will be creating a loop. You know why, right? Because if my campaign inConcert has the IVR, if I click 1 and I am saying transfer the call to the campaign inConcert, I will be getting once again to the IVR, right? Guys?
The available campaign here is telephony campaign only.
The account is the name of the account. It will be Telefonia. Oops. It will be campaign account. But since I am going to put the IVR on the same campaign as I have inConcert, I will do a transfer to the contact center. To one specific attention level? No. To a preferred agent? No. To a forbidden agent? No. Priority? Do I want to configure a ACD weight threshold? No. Result. I don't want
Laura, a
to.
question
Yes.
about the preferred agent and forbidden agents. Those
Mm-hmm.
can be a single one, or I can make
Yes, you can
more
put an
than
array
one.
here. You can put an array.
So if I can exclude or prefer 4 or 5 agents, I can put them all together here. What's the separator between each one?
I think it's on the wiki. Let me see, Muhammad. But yes, I have seen. I have seen here that you can put more than one. I think it's a
Okay,
comma.
comma. And preferred agent means that it will go first to those I put them there, and then if they are busy, it will go to the other ones in the campaign.
Yes.
except of the forbidden one. So anyone I put in the forbidden, or like a name or two names, those won't get called at all, right? Okay.
I think we'd separate it like with a comma. I think this is on the wiki. We can always give you examples. Obviously, I'm going to talk about the general things about the process flow, but you can always, of course, ask us how to do something. I need to do this. How will I be able to do it? For the code, we can always help you with the web services also. Yeah, I don't see it on the wiki, Mohammed, but I can show you because I've seen it. I think this is an array, and we can separate with commas.
Okay.
Okay. And maybe for some option 2, I will transfer to a different campaign. What's the the name of my campaign? Support. What's the name of my account? I don't remember. I think it's support tele.
Does it matter the sensitivity of the case if it's
Yes.
like upper or lower?
Yes. It's case
It's
sensitive.
important to be okay, exactly as per the campaign account name.
Did you see the icon changed? This is like a suitcase, and this is an agent, right? Okay. For example, here I'm going to transfer to the contact center, and here I'm going to transfer to the to a different campaign. Okay. So obviously we need to connect this to this and to this, and this is where I will be having a conditioned transition, because I cannot do this, right? If I do this, sometimes my call will go here and sometimes my call will be here. Okay? Here is where I need to put a condition. Okay? And how we are going to do this condition? Remember that here we set up vMenu. Okay, so here I'm going to double click here and put a condition. If vMenu event message text is equal to what we put on the ID. I think we put here. I think we put inConcert. Let me see. Sorry. Yes, inConcert. Okay. And we here put support. Okay. vMenu dot event dot message dot text. And I will show you one thing first. If you have questions on how to access the variable that you are having, you just need to put what? What will help you to see that? This. I want to debug my vMenu variable. Let's do this for you to see what happens. So I will change this arrow to this, and I will change this arrow to this, and I will connect this. Okay? Maybe for now, and just for testing, I want to, where's my close conversation? Right. I can send this to voicemail if I want, okay? So let's do this, just for testing, right? I don't want this to go here, so you can easily put, you have here a plus and here for delete, and 1 equals 0, this means that this will never apply, right? And 1 equals 0. Let's save. Okay. Great. I just saved. So let's go to my campaign. I will go here to the process flow. And I will set up here my flow. I can set up incoming and out of schedule. Okay. Let me remind what's the schedule for this campaign. All day. So if I have it all day, it will be no difference to have just incoming, right? Okay, but take in mind that for example, I have 9 to 9, I'll be after 9 p.m. and before 9 a.m. executing this, or if I don't have any flow, I will be executing this. Okay. It doesn't matter because this campaign is 24/7. Okay, so let me. Yes. Okay. Let's call, right? Let me go to. Wait, I have something open here. No. No. Okay. I want to go to my IVR process flow example. Okay, let's call. Do you hear? Do you hear? I don't know if I enable sharing my
Yes,
idle.
yes.
Yes. Okay, great. I will call. My campaign has this number. I will call. Oh wait, no. This is not my campaign. My campaign has another package. That was support. This has 64024. Okay.
Hola, gracias por llamar a One Colombia. En un momento serás atendido por uno de nuestros agentes.
Do you see here? This will repeat my
Hola,
message.
gracias por llamar a One Colombia. En un momento serás atendido por uno de nuestros agentes.
Okay, I hung up the call because I said here to hang up the call. Don't just ignore my my audio, okay? Did you hear that it played my audio one? It took the timeout and he played the audio once again. Okay, so here we can see the trace of the call. This is the call that I just did. Okay, please have in mind that if you save here, you will be resetting this. Okay, so I can see here. I can see here the log of this specific call. Okay, so for example, I can see here the answer, the answer processing, the condition, and here I see the menu. Okay, I can see the result here too. I can see here the logger. And do you see here my logger? Status, event, message, blah, 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 blah. And this is why I put here vmenu.event.message.test, because this is an object. Vmenu, do you see this as an object? How are you guys in programming? Good. So vMenu.event is bringing this other object. vMenu.event.message is giving me this object. And vMenu.event.message.text is giving me this. Do you see this support? This is what I was saying here. So if vMenu.event.message.text is inConcert, go here. And if it's support, go here. This is coming through here. He's saying, is this arrow applies? False. This arrow applies? False. This arrow applies? Yes. Okay, so I will keep going then. And that's why my call was hung up. Yes? Guys? Understood? Once again?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do this and save. Do you know? Oh, let's see the report. That's interesting for you guys to see. Sorry. I messed up with this arrow and the other one. Call. Okay. I'm going to calls by campaign. Okay, execute. Okay, do you see here that my ender is the process flow? This is very important because remember that we were talking about that we have different enders, and if the ender is the process flow, that means my IVR hang up the call, right? And do you see here? Let me see. Ender process flow. I'm blind. Wait. Here, IVR time. Do you see here? Do you see IVR time here? That's the time I spend on the IVR. Okay? Okay, let's go back here. What will happen if I save this? Remember, if I save, this goes to 0 once again. I will call right away.
Hola, gracias por llamar a One Colombia. En un momento serás
I'm going
atendido
to
por
click
uno de
2.
nuestros agentes.
Hang up. What happened? I'm going to reload here. No more transitions to process. Why? Because I still have 1 equals 0 and 1 equals 0 and I deleted. So this is an error, right? And if you see that engine finish, okay, so this will tell you that maybe you have an issue on the flow, okay? Let's remove that. Let's remove this on here, blip. And let's remove this here, blip. And let's save this, okay? So for admin, I'm going to go here, and for support, I will go here. Redial.
Hola, gracias por llamar a One Colombia. En un momento serás atendido por uno de nuestros agentes.
I'm going to click 2. I'm on waiting. Do you see my wording here? I already know this is Laura. Oops. Laura has called me 2 times. He's writing me 1 time. And I have another call. What Laura wants? Ba, 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 ba. And I will hang up. I can see here the omni-channel, right? If I click here, I will have access to this conversation. And I can see the call. I can see the call. Right? Okay, let's wrap up this. This was an incident solved. Okay. Let's see our trace. I only have 1 call. So this is how the call was managed. I have the process here. I have it here. I can see text support. Great. So vMenu.event.message.text is equal to inConcert false, but vMenu event message text equals support true. Okay, so I will be going here. Reports. Okay, so do you see here? Why do I see campaign support? Because by campaign, I only see 1 interaction and I see how the interaction ended. But I remember that we had level 1 here, right? But wait, do you see here sorry, there's original campaign. Original campaign here. Do you see here inConcert? And do you see here the third? Do you see this is the inbound call? And the inbound call transferred to, sorry, I'm going too fast. Campaign support. Questions?
Laura, do you have a guide for variables and components in the web designer?
Yes, it's on the wiki, but I don't know if you have access to that. But we do have it, and we are preparing our wiki in English.
Okay. And
If you can refer to me, I can try to translate and share with the team.
thank you.
Just for them, do not let them wait a lot.
Yes, and يعني, about conditions, you were mentioning the conditions. Might we need more examples of conditions of routing and some self services over the IVR? We are very interested in this point.
Yes, we do have the manuals, but I don't know if you agree with me, Moham. The theoric information, I think it's there, is easy to understand, but maybe the practice or how you do some things is what we need to practice. Because with this kind of activity, you can see always what's happening and what to do next to maybe condition your call. This will get very interesting in chat, because maybe in chat we have other things that we can access. And obviously we haven't talked about chatbots, cognitive chatbots, right?
Yes.
So
the IVR with self-services, I mean, if we can simulate something for some self-service or something, or maybe you can prepare for another session, it will be very interesting. Our team already is trying to understand this point. We have incoming opportunities, so we have an overview of how to be configured, and if there is some extra capabilities you can show, it would be nice.
Yes, if you want to. Let me see if I have access to.
And also I have another request, but it's not relevant to today's session. If you have a client, an agent or and supervisor manual, because every time we land a project, the client asks for a user manual for the agent and the supervisor. So if you have something, even it's not translated, you can share it with us, and we can go for translation by ourselves. If possible.
That's our that part is in the wiki. I don't know if you saw that I sent you a user or for the wiki.
Yes, yes, you shared the.
Let me see. Wait.
Yeah, the thing, Laura, I noticed in the wiki that we are able to go through the sections, right, and click on everything and read what's inside. But eventually, if we want to give a document to a client, right, like a PDF file, including all that, I think Anwar is asking for stuff like that.
Yes, exactly, Mohammed.
But it's difficult for us to give him account and tell him to go through that.
You want a PDF for the supervisor? Let me see if I
for
have
example,
one.
if I go through the wiki, you see, I click on report, then it's showing me what's the one below it. I need to keep clicking on the name of each function or each thing until I see the content on the right side, right, updating. But if we prefer, yes, to have something like in like that, yeah.
Well, I have this, but it's in Spanish.
No worries, share it with us, and we will try to use Google to help us to translate it to English.
And what about the
for
images?
screenshots, yeah, we can maybe try to get something from our environment or to replace it.
Yes, I have this. Where do I send you this? Sorry?
Is it for supervisor or for the agent?
No, this is for supervisor.
Do you have something for the agent?
For the agent, let me see.
Anything you have, share with us. We will try to make out something of it, because now we have some clients, and every time we are coming with executing that, okay, we are working on it, etc. But eventually they want a document to keep for the reference, even if we provide a training session and explain all the major functionality for supervisor or agent during a meeting session. But after that, they want some document to keep.
Okay, let me send you this. This is manual. Wait. Maha, will send that on Skype, okay? This is the supervisor.
Okay.
You want agent. I think this is the one for agent. Yes, this is the one for agent, but This has the previous interface. Yeah, it's good. It's very complete, but it has the older interface. Well, let's send it to you.
Yeah, no problem. I think the agent interface even it's the same even in the new version, not in orange, right? Like when you
Uh-huh.
go to the agent side, it's still in the blue layout.
Okay. Okay, let's continue. I just wanted to see, for example, this is a execution of a web service, for example. Okay. We put here on the code everything that the web service needs. And we have here maybe what the web serving responds. Okay. So let's see a few more activities. Okay. So for example, maybe support works 24/7, right? But maybe inConcert works only from, I don't know, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Okay. So maybe we need here to set up something for controlling the time here. Maybe I need to condition my IVR for one specific behavior. Okay. So for example, I want to here put something like, I'm going to, I want to ask if I am between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m., I will be able to transfer the call to the agent. But if I'm not, I want to send a message, we are currently out of business hours. Please call back us later. Okay, so how can we achieve something like that? We can put a code, a send message, and a close conversation. Okay, so for example, I want to put the close conversation here. And I want to put the send message here. I'm going to put, I can select one that I already have built in. I'm going to select just for teaching purposes. Okay. Send message is send message and hang up. Okay. Oops. Okay. So I want my arrow not to go here straight, but I want to place a code for doing that, right? Sorry, code block. Okay. So how can we achieve something to ask for the current time and end the call? Well, we can do something just like this. Let me show you. I'm looking for the code. Okay, so we have something like this. I always use something like this, okay? Here I'm going to change the name for it because this is in Spanish, out of hours, okay? So I change here, I change here, I change here, I change here, 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 and here, okay? So here I am asking the current day in UTC 5, the current hour in UTC 5, the current minute and second, okay? This is UTC. So here I am changing to UTC 5, okay? So for example, if I want to work with UTC, I would just do this, okay? Okay. And if you want to set up your coding to, for example, +2, you can change it, okay? So let's say, for example, I want to work with UTC, okay? So maybe I want to set up, for example, this is giving me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and so this is giving me the hour, this is giving me the minute and the second. So for example, imagine that I work from Monday to Friday from 9 to 9, okay? So I already know that For example, if my day is Sunday or Saturday, it's Sunday or Saturday, I'm setting my out of hour to 1. Okay. I will remove this. Okay. And for example, I said if I'm more than 9 and less than 9, I will be out of hours, right? And sorry, this is 21, right? And if I have, or it's specifically the 21, I'll be out of hour, okay? I'll be removing, this is a log trace. This log trace, you can see this log trace on the interaction router, okay? Okay. You can see all of this on the interaction router. So let's change this to English, okay? Day, bot, hour, bot, minute, bot, second, bot, okay? Okay, but obviously I am saying this for you to see. For example, if my campaign works for Peru, that it's 5, I will be putting this, okay? So I will be asking for that time in UTC 9. Okay, so I'm going to have this on the result. Okay, so if my hour is less than 9, I will be out of hour. If my hour is more than 21, I will be out of hour. If it's exactly 21, I am going to be out of hour. And if it's Sunday or Saturday, I'll be out of hours. Okay. Do I have something missing? So maybe if it's Monday, I will be coming here on any of this, or it's Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever, and only Sunday, Saturday will go through here. Okay. So, but result out of hours is okay. So right now I don't want my arrow to go here, but to here, okay? And now I want to go to here if it's out of hours. And I want to go here if I am in hours, okay? You can also select like this and move the two in a row, okay? By clicking, I can see properties, copy, delete, undo, zoom in, zoom out, and zoom, okay? Just for you to know, I will be logging out of hours here. And this is a recommendation. Let's think that you don't have, or you don't know, you are a beginner on these developing. So maybe you don't know something. How do I access right now this variable? I don't know if it's the same like this, or maybe it has something else. Try always to put a log for you to see that, okay? And maybe if you want, just while you are testing, just do a hang up here. For example, let's say I don't know what I need to put here to do the conditions. I can always just test, okay? I'll be hanging up the conversation. Okay, let's save. Do you see that this is not connected to anything? Well, on the flow, that doesn't matter. I can have this just like that, okay? Let's see. And I want you to see something else. I want you to see that login here on the interaction router. How's your knowledge about Linux?
Beginner.
Remember that I always use the word but. So I will do something like tail bar log inConcert. We already know that this is here, interaction router, and I will use grep but. Okay, so let's see.
Hola, gracias por llamar a One Colombia. En un momento
One,
serás atendido.
hang up, obviously. Do we see something here? Ha ha ha. Today is Friday, 8:48, 40. This is my time. I have 8:48 in the morning. So the result out of hours is 1. Okay, great. But I want to see this here because I logged the result of the code block. But let's see. Do you see also this here? I misspelled second. Well, I'm going to change that. Second. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Do you see this? This is the logger. Do you see? You will always see the name of the activity between parentheses. Okay? Yeah, so how I'm going to access the variable? Question for you. I see my variable
Leave.
here. How will I access the result? This is I am printing out of hours, okay? And out of hours is having this. I don't have my status true data 1. How I'm going to access? I need to access this. So always on an object, this is very important. Always on an object, I do this. So if I do this, I can ask if this equals 1. and I see is an integer. It's not a string. So okay, I already know. I need to go here if this is 1, and I want to go here if this is 0. Why 0? Because in my code block I put here 0. This is only changing to 1 if I am out of hours, okay? You can also put on the conditions this. Do you see here? I put 1 here, a 0, and 1 here. Oops. This is for you to see. You can, on the yellow, you can put here 1. I wanted to click the yellow. You can move the legend here if you want to. Okay. Once you've used that, you can delete it if you want, or you can leave it there if you want to. If you want to have that maybe for troubleshooting someday. Okay. So what I just did is set up a specific behavior, condition it on the flow, not in my campaign. Okay. Questions?
Can we make this condition as a workaround on the campaign level, which mean we can transfer call to campaign, and in the campaign configuration setting
The out of hour
make it,
behavior. Yes. Yes, you can do it.
yes, it
If
will
I
be,
transfer, for example, if I transfer here and this campaign is out of hour, the out of hour
yeah,
behavior is the one that you set up in the campaign.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
But if it's related to the schedule of the campaign, but it
Yes.
will be doable for another condition I don't know, but it's not related to time. Maybe I need to block color a certain color. So I need to check the ANI of the color.
Yes, you can have access to the interaction. That's interesting. Yes, we can log the interaction. We can do that on Monday because we have 5 minutes left. But yes, I can here set up. You want to see all the variables of the interaction, right? You will do something like this. I will move this.
It's a long code, and it's more steps
Yes, yes,
to
yes.
check only to check only the current time of IVR. So I don't know if we make another condition like ANI to block the customer, certain customer, or something like that. I think it will be difficult to make all this code for every request, each request. Sorry.
Yes.
Maybe it's better to connect to SQL database or whatever and put a table there to search there. If the number is there, it's blocked. That's how I usually do it, instead of checking for each number if blacklisted or not.
Yes.
Or
Yes,
save
yes, yes,
each individual number in the flow.
because you're not going to put a hit an infinite if.
I share that as an example for a condition and request, but I am
The practical way to do it, you have here the ability to connect to SQL data source, right? So you save the blacklisted number in that database, and then you make the query in the process flow to check in that table.
Yes. Obviously, you're not going to put your condition here. Do you see that I just did this with the get interaction with this code? You can see here the interaction. I have the last step, the timestamp, the action, the web, the VCC, the proxy port, the blah 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 blah. So, for example, if you want the number, do you see it right here?
Yes.
You can see here the local number. So if you want to do something, for example, I want to right now block all the calls that from this DID because it's spamming me. Okay. Yes, I could do something like, if you take this JSON viewer. Do I have access to this? No, I don't have internet, but you can put this on a JSON viewer. Let me show you. And I can access, for example, to this number. Okay. And say something here like, if this number, if my interaction has this number, set up a variable and do a arrow, a transition to a new state that you are on our blacklist. Do not call us again, and hang up the interaction. Yes, I can do that. But if imagine that you want to do that for 1,000 phones, you won't do that in a code block. No. Maybe it's better for you to have that information on an SQL table. That's what Mohammed was saying, and do a select to that table with that number. And if the select brings a row, a result, just do that. And you don't have to change your flow again. The only thing that you need to do is set up a new number on your table, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I think that will be better. Okay, so we can review tomorrow because it's interesting. I want to review the send message and wait reply, and I want you to see how I set up the information to the SQL and to Cassandra. Okay.
Okay.
Questions?
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Great. So I will be preparing the audios for the example that we are building, and nothing. See you on Monday.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Can we?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry. Can we practice on our existing customer like Jian, or what?
It's live, right, Ahmed? They are
I
using
think
it
no.
for all.
I think no, but we can copy the code flow or IVR and explain on it.
Okay, no problem. You can replicate that, and you can use it as a test. It's fine. I think Abdel Fattah has access also to that VCC.
Okay. I mean, Laura can be explained on it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
can. We have a plan to go. We have a specific topic, but when we finish, I am more than pleased to show you one specific thing that you want to know. We can review something, whatever you want, guys. Okay.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Laura. Thank you very much.
Okay. Take care. Bye. See you on Monday. Bye.
Bye bye.
See you soon. Bye.